we have been given the permission by the President to establish this inquiry. You would know that before the kick-off of the Soweto derby between Orlando Pirates and Kaizer Chiefs on Saturday at FNB, that was the 29th of July, 2 soccer fans died and 2 soccer fans were critically injured, and at least a number, that time the count was 19 other fans, including a child, suffered minor injuries. And as a result of that unfortunate incident which happened, we are now finalizing the appointment of that ministerial committee. And it became so prudent that in terms of the law, we are able to do that. And we are also seeking guidance. We've made our submissions to the Minister of Justice because we need to appoint a retired judge. But we just want to assure South Africans we are on top of the matter. We have consulted with the PSL because they are also doing the gathering of their own information and putting their own internal inquiry. However, as government, we will not just rely on that. Ours, we have indicated that the judge who's to be appointed must be able to deliver that report to the ministry not later than not later than 1 month. We're just giving it a month from the date on which the committee will be officially established. Rugby South Africa, that is South African Rugby Union, has had to put its bid, but it needed support from the government. And this was a long process. Some of you might remember that Minister Mbalula, my predecessor, had taken measures to ban rugby and other 3 codes from competing or from bidding for international events until they had met certain targets. Rugby was included in that. Fortunately, at the time of the transition, a report by an eminent persons group who were independent experts was presented to us. We studied that report, which was able to show that SARU had been able to meet its own targets of transformation. But we put a condition that we will continue assessing them on an annual basis on further targets which must be put, because we believe that transformation is a process, it's not an event. On the basis of that, we had to lift the ban. Even them, they started very late to put the bid together. They did that, it needed our support, and that was approved by the government. And I won't repeat what Minister Dlotlo has announced. What government has seen this particular bid as an economic bid which has been based on the projections which have been done by professional companies to look at what is there for us. But remember that it's just a bid. It's not yet in the pocket. A lot of work still has to be done. We are going to be putting an IMC interministerial committee, which will be working with SARU, putting the different stakeholders on board in terms of all the processes. And we hope that, therefore, we would be able to qualify. And we have said one of our strengths as South Africa in this bid, we're bidding with 2 other countries, France and Ireland. And we believe that already as South Africa, we do have the infrastructure and the expertise and of course a proven track record of running such complex events. We've had a number of international activities here. And you know, one of the requirements is 8 stadia who can be able to host such events. South Africa, we even have more than 10 of such stadia. And we think that on the infrastructure, we are spot on. The stadia are ready, they've become an investment. And lastly, we believe that we have the millions of South Africans who are behind us to host the World Cup. And issues of the challenges of transformation, we have been able to put them very clearly to SARU that they must be taken on board. But transformation here, we're talking about development of rugby at the lower levels.